Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do an everyday wreath. And these are the supplies I'm using. I had a bucket of leftover greenery, just a bunch of pieces and scraps I had laying around, and I wanted to do a wreath with it. I'm going to start here by just clipping apart all of my greenery pieces, and I'm just making smaller pieces, and I'm going to put them in a pile and put them to the side. Also removing any pesky tags. I have this wreath frame that was given to me by my mother's friend, and she had a couple of them, so she knows I like to do wreaths and crafts and things, so I ended up with them. So what I'm going to do is I'm just doing layers. I'm going to just give some glue to the stems, and I'm going to start with layers. And when you're placing your layers in, you want to go in at a slant. You don't want to stab it straight through the wreath, because then it's going to poke out through the back side of the wreath. I'm starting off with the longer pieces of the greenery first. I did have 5 pieces, so I just kind of went around the wreath frame and placed them. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. Now I'm going to go in with the second layer, which is my ficus. I am determined to use up every piece of greenery scrap that I have. So again, we're just going to keep going around and around the wreath until it's nice and full. We want to cover up the base as much as we can. Always remember safety first when you're working with glue. As you can see, I have my hot pink finger guards on. I want to make sure I don't get burned. Okay, for these next 2 pieces, I know I only have 2 pieces of this greenery, so I'm going to put one at the top and one at the bottom, because I don't have enough to go through the whole wreath. Okay, so what I'm doing here with the ferns is I am clipping off a couple of the leaves at the bottom because I need enough stem to poke through the wreath frame. And again here, I believe I only had 3 pieces, so I'm just going to do like a triangular formation with them. And here again, I only had 2 of these leaves, so I'm just going to go one at the top, one at the bottom. I am using a glue gun to put the glue on the stems. You could also definitely use a glue gun skillet or a glue gun pot. I know they sell them at Hobby Lobby and Michael's, or you could just purchase a skillet from Walmart. And if you have a skillet or a glue gun pot, you could just put the glue sticks in the pot and melt them down. Okay, I had one last piece of greenery that I'm going to break apart here because I just didn't feel like it was full enough. So I did have this scrap laying around, and I'm going to break this apart, and I'm going to cut it down into smaller pieces and add this in layers on the wreath. I believe I purchased this greenery from Walmart like a couple of years ago, and I used a few pieces off of it, and it's just been sitting in a bucket. Again, I'm trying to use up everything I have. I just don't have it in my heart to go buy new if I have plenty of stockpile. So I am trying to just use up everything I have, honestly, to just go shopping again. So I'm going through the wreath and I'm just finding spots to place this greenery until I'm satisfied. You could easily make this as a gift for a friend or a family member. You really can't go wrong with basic greenery and a simple bow for someone's front door just to make them happy. We have a side door to our garage, and that's probably where I'm going to hang this one, just to spruce up the courtyard area that we walk up to the front door. You could absolutely add florals to this wreath. However, am not going to. I just want something pretty for the side door to the garage. Simple and basic, and just a simple bow with the greenery. Okay, folks, last piece of greenery going in. Next up, we're going to make a bow. Okay, folks, I have this leftover burlap ribbon. I'm just going to pull it off the roll, and we're going to make a hand-tied bow. So I'm going to use burlap in combination with this black and white plaid, and I believe that's a 1.5 inch ribbon. But I'm going to start with my burlap first. I'm going to make a tail. Then I'm going to make a loop. I'm going to pinch it, twist, make another loop, pinch it, twist it, make another loop, pinch it, and then I twisted it, and then I thought I was going to do another loop. However, I didn't think there was enough there, so I'm just going to leave it as an extra long tail. Now I'm going to go in with the black and white plaid ribbon. It's the 1.5 inch. So I'm going to start with the tail up, and then I'm going to start my loop and bring it around. And once I bring that around, I'm going to pinch it in my finger and thumb. Going to twist the ribbon again. I'm going to make another loop, bring it back to the middle, pinch it down, twist the ribbon, make another loop, bring that back around. I'm going to pinch it into the middle, and then I'm going to cut off the black and white ribbon. Now that I have the bow in my hand, I'm going to take a zip tie and take it down the middle of the bow. I'm not going to crank it all the way down. I just want to get the zip tie started. So once I have it started, I'm going to pull the zip tie to the back of the bow. And don't worry about crushing the bow. You can fix the bow, but bring the zip tie to the back. And before you crank it down, add your pipe cleaner. This way you have a way of attaching it to the wreath. Now that I have the pipe cleaner in, I'm going to crank the zip tie all the way down. And I'm just going to clip off the zip tie. Now it's time to fluff the bow. They also call this breaking the bow, and you're gonna maneuver the loops and the tails in your hand and just get them exactly the way you want them. And then once you have it where you kind of want it to be, you're gonna cut some tails. I do dovetail the thicker ribbons. However, with the smaller ribbons, the 1.5 inch, I will just cut those at a slant. You could absolutely dovetail the smaller ribbons too. That is personal preference. Okay folks, now I'm going to add it to my wreath. There is a bare spot right there and I'm going to add it there. What I'm going to do is pull out a weaving needle, and there's like an eye on the weaving tool that you can wrap the pipe cleaner around the eye of that weaving needle, and then you can use the weaving needle to punch it through and get it through the grapevine or the wreath base. So here I'm just wrapping it through that eye, and I'm just giving it a good twist because I don't want to lose it when I'm trying to get it through the wreath base. But I'm just going to place it through and find a good spot to pull it through the back side of the wreath. I don't want to bring it all the way around the wreath base frame because then it'll be seen, where I feel like it's just hidden better if you go through the actual base of the wreath. So here I'm just taking it out of the eye, and I'm going to take the other pipe cleaner, twist tie it off, and then I'm going to clip it off, and then I'm going to push the pipe cleaners back into the wreath base. Friends, I have to tell you, this was such an easy project. I just have leftover scraps, and I have this wreath base that my mother's friend gave me, and I thought, you know what, let me just play around with, all my leftovers, and I thought it turned out pretty decent, and I had a lot of fun doing it. So here I'm going to fluff my bow one more time because I can't leave well enough alone. I just have to do it. I'm going to bring that long burlap tail around to the front and kind of drape it down the wreath. I do like to kind of crimp the ribbon, I guess you could say. I just kind of give it some texture. Okay folks, this is my completed project. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.